Good afternoon. Today is the 8th of October and it's time for yet another not particularly interesting, very vague and probably quite boring vlog. So I'm just on the way back from Baron's Classic Car Auctions, where I have been doing the monthly sale preview as I usually do, and for some reason today, although I don't need to stay anywhere tonight apart from where we live, I've been thinking this week about the different places that I often stay for my job. I'm not just talking about filming videos for YouTube, although I do stay in a lot of different places for that particular reason. I'm talking about when I go away to source cars for clients, because that's actually what my proper job is. Most of you probably know that by now. The channel name is because of that. And there are sort of three main types of places I stay in. One is hotel chains, things like the Premier Inn and the Travelodge. The other one would be places that I find on, I don't know, booking.com or something like that. And then the third one is Airbnb. They've all got their various merits and things. I've stayed in an awful lot of places for sort of different things. I don't know, when I'm going to the Bromley pageant, or going to a festival exceptional, or things like that, or doing jobs in and around London and other places. I have to decide where I'm actually going to stay. A lot of the time this is just not, it's just not glamorous, it's not exciting, it's just it's really normal. So yes, any of you have visions about kind of the sort of things that back in the old days motoring journalists would get to do, you know, people flying out to an international launch and staying in a luxury hotel, that's not reality but to happen most of the time. The closest I get to it is sort of things like the SMT days, where you get to drive lots of nice brand new cars, and I'm pleased that at the time of recording this, the MG ZS Hybrid Plus video has gone out, and the first three videos I put out, another MG VHS plug-in hybrid and the BYD CLU, they've done quite well. People have enjoyed them, but that's about as much of a taste as I have. But most of the time I go away for filming something like the NEC Classic Motor Show every November. I have just booked my accommodation for that, and that's just me staying in a Premier Inn in Coventry, taking the train in every day because parking is so unbelievably expensive at NEC. And most of my time in the evenings is not spent just going out and having fun with people. It's spent editing, because I have so many parts I need to edit. I have 22 to 23 parts to edit like that, which is insane, but just the way that I do things. So a lot of it is just buying meal deals from the Sainsbury's at Coventry Station, or maybe WH Smith actually at the NEC, and just living on that for about 4 days. Just that's what I do. It doesn't sound like a lot of fun, and in some ways it's not, but that's really the reality of life on the road. So for example, if I go to Festival Exceptional, I will find somewhere on Airbnb. It was a place I've used the last couple of years for that, and again it's just drive up there the day before, stay up there in Bourne for 2 nights, film the event, and then spend most of Saturday evening editing, which I've gone around in about 9 parts. There's not much more really about that kind of thing to say. The experience that's probably more interesting is, what have been the sort of best and worst things. One of the best places I actually stayed in was a real surprise. It was in Ibis at a place called Castleford that's in Yorkshire. Mr. Richardson and I stayed in the same place. So how did we do that? We were going up to the Motorist the first time we was there in 2022, and that was really nice. The hotel was newly opened, and it was really nice actually. That was a really good experience. I've also stayed in some really bad places. One of the places I stayed in recently, which was for filming, somewhere I found on Airbnb. I won't tell you where it is. But I didn't read the listing properly, and it was one of these places that required you to be out all day pretty much, between 10 and 4 every day. If you were staying there for one night, I was actually staying 3 nights. And so I had to make my own amusements and stay, for the event, which was alright because, I know the people who were there and it was nice, but, I lost a lot of time doing editing because I had to be out during those day hours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And honestly, I respected the rules, but if I'd known that, I would not probably have actually kind of any way decided to stay there. I would have stayed somewhere else. Then we have another place I stayed in, and the parking was absolutely dreadful. The parking was so bad, in fact, that I took the decision, and for some other reasons, to not stay there the next night, to just go home, because it was such difficult parking there, and you don't know sometimes about a place that's going to be like that until you actually get there. Sometimes the parking can be an absolute nightmare, and it's all explained in this message that the person sends to you, but the thing is, you don't know that until you get there. They think it's easy because they do it all the time, but actually if you're there the first time in a long journey, the last thing you want is difficult parking that you sort of struggle to get your car into. There's so many places I've stayed in, but parking's really difficult and they don't tell you that. You see, with the place where we didn't stay the second night, I don't think I'll be going there again. I just don't think I would recommend it to anyone because it's so unbelievably difficult. What I tend to prefer is staying in this sort of Premier Inn or travel lodge. Premier Inn tend to be a little bit nicer, but sometimes the travel lodges can be good. I stayed in one quite recently, and it was out in the countryside, and it was really nice. It wasn't particularly up to date or anything, but it was quiet, there was good reception, and for me, that's really all I kind of need. I'm going to be doing things sort of on my own. And sometimes I'm very privileged to stay with people like Mr. Coleman. Sometimes will come to the events with me the next day, sometimes he won't, but very often I go and see him, and that's nice. But a lot of it is just kind of being sort of on the road and being sort of just doing things alone. I'm sure a lot of you who travel for your jobs as well will kind of have the same sort of experience. You just sort of have a mode of sort of getting on with things, and sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be not so good. My lady wife doesn't really like it when I stay away a lot. She doesn't like that particularly. I just have to do this in order to, one, do the job that I do in terms of sort of sourcing cars, and secondly, for the purposes of this channel, to actually create content that some of you want to watch or that I just enjoy making. Hopefully sometimes the content that you like watching and what I like making coincide. A lot of the time it doesn't, which is a bit of a shame. When I sort of made videos and I've been a long way and stayed away and whatever, and people don't like the videos or whatever, then that for me is a bit sad, but it's just the way that it is sometimes. Not everybody likes everything I do, which is the same for all of us. But I don't know why I'm feeling particularly sort of introspective about that. I think it's because I went away again last week, and was thinking about that sort of side of things. But that's really it. But I think there's a lot more to say. Thank you very much indeed once again for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment below. And we'll see you again very soon for some more surprisingly introspective music.